Welcome back once again, all of my low carb friends, and for those of you who are here for the first time, welcome. Today I have a little bit of a different video for you. It's more of an informational video. Basically, I want to let you guys in on a new adventure that I am embarking upon. It's not new, of course, obviously, but it's new to me. I am venturing out and starting to do TikTok lives. A couple months ago, well, a few months ago, I should say, I started posting my videos on TikTok, of course. You know, I try to post my videos on several platforms, get them all out there, let people know there's good food out there. And normally on TikTok, you're supposed to have 1,000 followers before you can go live. But a couple months ago, I got a notification that I can go live on TikTok. And I didn't even have 500 followers then because I'm new to TikTok. And so I was really surprised to get the notification that I can go live, but I just kind of disregarded it because I was like, you know what, there's no way I'm going live on TikTok because of my disabilities. If you've seen any of my other informational videos, I've talked a little bit about my disability. And for those of you who don't know, I have epilepsy. And so going live on TikTok is super scary to me because I don't want to be on live and have a seizure. Because when you're epileptic, you never know when your seizures are going to come. And then the other half of that disability is that the amount of seizures I've had over the years has affected my ability to communicate. It's affected my speech. It's affected my comprehension, my short-term memory. It just, every time you have a seizure, it kind of scrambles your brain a bit. So that's another reason why I was like, you know, I'm not going live on TikTok because I don't want to be tripping over my words all the time or completely forget what I'm saying. I do that a lot. Be talking and just kind of completely forget what I'm saying, going blank. You know, when I do my videos here on YouTube and when I've been doing the regular videos on TikTok, I can edit everything out. I can edit my ums, I can edit my stuttering, I can edit my tripping over my words, my blank spots where I like completely forget what I am saying. I can edit all that out. And it actually sounds like I know what I'm talking about. But going live on TikTok, I wouldn't be able to do that. And I was like, no, you know, we're not going to even try it. But started thinking about it a little bit more. And my husband's like, yeah, you should try it. Just see how it turns out. And so I was like, you know what? Hey, let's try this. I'm here on TikTok anyway. I'm posting my videos on TikTok anyway. So let's see how this goes. So this past week, I did some trial runs of going live on TikTok. I went live Monday, Wednesday, and Friday of this past week just to see how it was going to go. And it actually went pretty good, you know. I didn't think anybody was going to stop into the live. I figured they'd, you know, be scrolling and just be like, nope, 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 not interesting. It actually went pretty good. My first time I got a couple hundred views, and the second time I got 1,000 views, and I got a lot of likes. I got almost 2,000 likes on the one I did on this past Friday. You know, people were coming in, people were commenting, people were engaging. It was actually kind of fun. So, you know, it actually went pretty decent, you know. And if I did trip over my words or anything and just kind of laugh about it, I mean, that's what you do. You either laugh or cry about your disabilities. I prefer to laugh. So the lives actually went pretty good. So I am going to continue to venture out as my health allows me and to go live. My plan is to go live Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays around 1 o'clock Oregon time, which that's Pacific time, I believe. And basically, the whole purpose of me finally breaking down and saying, okay, I'm going to go live on TikTok is because I want to get to know you guys on a personal level. I want to get to know my audience a little bit better. You know, I want to know what you guys do in your daily life, what your likes are, what your dislikes are. So basically, the lives are going to be just more of like a Q&A chit chat, just get to know you kind of thing. This next week, I am going to be venturing out and actually doing a couple recipes live. I'm scared about doing those also because of my disability. You know, it's hard. Because of the amount of seizures I've had, it's hard to be able to multitask. And when you're on live with TikTok, you got to be able to I'd be doing the recipe, and then I'd be trying to engage in the comments at the same time. And so I don't know, but that is my plan. My plan is to chit chat for the first, you know, few minutes or so, do a recipe, and then depending on how long the recipe takes, after the recipe, do a little bit more of a chit chat so I can get to know y'all better. Especially those of you who have been with me for a while. I really want to get to know you guys on a personal level. And the great thing about TikTok Live is we're right there. So you can ask me a question right then. I can give you an answer right then. You can give me a comment right then. I can give you a comment back right then. Instead of having to wait days to get a question answered or days to get a comment answered, it's all right there. And that's the cool thing about going live. Also, if you do choose to join me live, make sure that you're tapping your screen and liking the button. Like, you can tap it as many times as you want and like it as many times as you want. And then if you would share the live, that would be very helpful to me. You can help by giving gifts during TikTok Live, which helps me financially, because however much you spend on that gift, I get 50% of that. So the least expensive one is the rose that costs, I think, like 2 cents. Because if you're not familiar with the gifts, you purchase TikTok coins and then you use them for the gifts or whatever you want with TikTok. And so the least expensive one is 2 cents, and I would get 1 cent from those 2 cents that you would give. And then there's so many gives, they go up to like $500. I wouldn't expect to ever get that. Wouldn't expect anybody to spend that much on a gift. But there's anywhere from 1 cent to $5, $10. I mean, there's a bunch of them. So that would be another way that you can support me when you are on there. You do not have to give gifts. You do not have to. Just hit the like button and the share button if you join me for the live. You don't have to give gifts. I know that, money's not easy to come by, so I don't expect you to get on there and give me a bunch of gifts. You can if you want to, that's great, but you don't have to. Yeah, so I just wanted to kind of throw that out to you guys, let you know that it is a new adventure that I am pursuing, and I would love it if you guys would join me for the lives. I'll put a link in the description to my TikTok channel. If you are following me, there is a little bell that you can click up in I think it's your top right hand corner on my profile. When you go to my profile and you click follow, there's a little bell that you can click. That will notify you anytime I do go live. And so, like I said, my plan is to do Monday, Wednesday, and Fridays around 1 o'clock Pacific time. But, it always, like anything else in my life, it just depends on my health and how it's doing. But that is my plan. That is my tentative plan. It's going to be very casual. It's not anything, obviously TikTok's not real professional. So, it's not going to be anything professional. This past week, I just did relaxed chats where Q&As. If they wanted to ask me something, they can ask me something, just chit-chatting about whatnot and getting to know various people on TikTok. TikTok prefers you to be on there for at least an hour. So we'll see what goes. But we'll chit-chat, hopefully throw in a recipe or two, and chit-chat some more. So I really would love it if you guys would join me. That would be a great way to show your love and support. I would love to get to know you guys on a better, more personal level and know a little bit more about you. That would be great. I would love it if you guys would join and help me on this new adventure. So that's it for today. I hope you guys have a great day. And as always, keep cooking.